So observing where you, shrinking, where you dimming light, where you contracting because it's overwhelming. Is it, and where maybe you can look at it as an observer and see that there's no reason to contract, that it's safe to be just who you are so you can speak your truth. And then from that place, open it up, open your heart, open your throat, really speak your truth to the world. Because right now, we're in this moment in time where all of us have to awaken and really come online and be who we are.
Welcome to the Holomovement Awaken Your Purpose podcast, where we interview incredible people that are living and breathing their purpose. And you can too. If you would like to support this programming, drop us a like or leave us a review. Now let's dive in.
Hello, Grand Rising. Welcome, welcome. My name is Susan Platinsky here with LightNet and all about living your purpose. And who am I? I am a bridge between the worlds of blending intuition, energy mastery, and the wisdom of nature, really to awaken and transform us. So I'm the visionary behind Rooted in Love ecosystem, and we're creating immersive experiences with working with plants, nature, wisdom's walks and talks, plants with purpose. And ultimately what LightNet is all about is realizing that, it's where the impossible is possible. So this quantum healing and nature-based journeys and working with love, consciousness, and connection. So I'm here to expand, to believe what is possible, which is who I have with us today, my beautiful soul sister and friend, Miss Diana Divine. Welcome.
Hi, beautiful. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Thank you for joining me. You have made such an impact in my life, and I couldn't think of anyone greater to have on this podcast of living purpose, because I thought of you first and foremost right away. And you've been instrumental in my journey as well. So I would love to give you a proper introduction. Diana MaAra Divine is a soul guide and a galactic shaman. She's devoted to helping individuals awaken and embody their multidimensional potential. She is the author of an amazing book that I read and has such impact, Mastering Quantum Creation, Awakening the Phoenix Within, Manifesting Your Reality and Reclaiming Your Cosmic Power. She is the creator of this beautiful gifted oracle deck that I was gifted to and has worked magic and wonders when I've done my oracle readings for people, and a multidimensional system, might I say, that is really divinely designed to activate inner wisdom, soul memory, restoring and supporting this conscious creation. And she embodies it all. She's a metaphysical activator, quantum educator, 25 years experience. And so mastering this quantum technology, shamanic initiations, she really integrates all these tools in personal sessions, workshops, working with energetic coherence. She's also the founder of BeLight Quantum Academy, teaches light language, and I've been a recipient of that technology, and really bringing in healing, sovereignty, and multidimensional activation. I can go on, but I really want to give the space and hold this for you, Miss Diana Divine. So without further ado, welcome.
So happy. That's a beautiful introduction, dear Susan. My heart is so happy to see you here on stage, and also stepping up into your next evolution as a podcaster.
Yes. We actually have already had an experience with a podcast for the first time with your podcast,
That
right?
is true.
Remember? In the very beginning, you had me on. We talked about, we both do QHHT, Dolores Cannon's quantum healing hypnotherapy.
That's right.
And we had amazing discussion on our experiences that we've shared with each other. Yeah. Yeah. So, Deanna, tell me, like, what did you discover, like, that was your purpose to be?
Yeah, so I think my purpose was not something that I discovered in kind of one day. It's something that has been developing over time as part of my own awakening journey. And my awakening journey started over 20 years ago. And I think I was like 18, 19, where I really started practicing it. But I was always a curious soul since I was a little child. And I knew that I want to help people and I knew that I want to kind of contribute in a way that maybe others cannot. And I was really seeing people for where they are in pain or where they need support or maybe they're not loved enough. I could
Mhm.
experience the human condition in that type of way. And so when I stepped into exploring myself and also different teaching modalities like shamanic paths opened up for me, and I started working with different shamans, taking different plant medicines. I started also remembering that this is something I've done in my other lives, that I actually was a high priestess, that I was a witch, so to speak, an herbalist, in many other lifetimes on earth. And later, also started remembering my other lifetimes that are not on earth. And so this template of a healer, of a teacher is something I've done always. And so it was a matter of time for me to really step into it and recognize like, this is my purpose. This is what I'm good at. I make people feel good about themselves. I help them to empower themselves and really remember that beyond all these conditions and different belief systems and everything that been imposed, I'm helping them to remember who they are, which is being that beautiful soul that there's innocence and joy and creativity and really gorgeous qualities that we often forget because we get so serious being here. And so
Right.
started becoming my passion to step more into the work and this is what I'm doing today.
Yeah. It's been really beautiful to see since the short time that I've known you. I mean, we met in a conscious community dinner, and it was like instantaneous that we had this um, deeper wisdom connection that you didn't need to have words, but we just felt that energy. And I've seen from where I met you then to this massive expansion that you've c- created your ecosystem. Magical, right? And I was there like a specific moment or like an event that in your life, at whatever stage of your life it was, that this purpose became very clear because you're a corporate world also.
Mhm.
And then this. So, what was that moment for you?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that question, and I don't think it was like one moment. I think it was just me always running these two parallel lives. I have been, I think, teaching spiritual practices and workshops and all of that for quite a while. What started crystallizing for me in the last few years since you met me is that I think it's time for me to put my content out there and it's time for me to write a book. And this book started crystallizing in my mind. What do I want to really cover? Because I know so much. So there's like,
Mhm.
even this book, many are like, oh, it's synthesis like of so much information, but through my own story. And that's kind of where I decided to group it as, in a way that is about remembering who we are and how to expand and how to step into mastery. So that we all
Mm.
this incredible creator beings and we just forgot how to be ones. So as the book started coming together and I went into this journey of writing it and remembering all these pieces and making it also interactive, part of me was like, well, now not do I just write about it. I really have to step it up and teach more of this and create more master classes, create a practitioner certification, which my group is graduating 6-week journey, my first cohort this Sunday. So it's
Yeah.
really rewarding and beautiful because the group is from all around the world. They got called in, they're resonating with the content, they resonate with the practices, and just watching them flourish. I have this one student, he started following me and he got my book only like 5 months ago. And just to see his transformation, because I'm all about transformation. How can I help someone from the moment where they are to really step into this empowered self? And he's such an example because he literally like ran with everything that I mentioned in the book, started taking all the classes. He's been practicing it. And now seeing him step into practitioner role, and he's so excited and opening his own healing modality, and being really out there is really what I can do for others. And that's really how I see it. It's like the more I can shine my light for others, it's a love ripple. So the one person I can change, he's going to go and change the world in his way and then impact more and more people. And ultimately, that's what we want. We want to bring everyone back to that higher vibration, to the remembrance of their special gifts, and remembering that we are this incredible ancient soul that kind of, I would say in the last 12, 20,000 years, we've been going through a rough time, but it's exciting to see where evolution of consciousness is taking us. And when someone is dedicated to the path, it happens so quickly today. What took me maybe years, like I said, it takes someone only 5 months. Channeling abilities, everything.
The quantum field, right? It's that
Yeah,
whole quantum
it's the
level. Once
quantum
you're in
field.
that
Yeah.
field, it's magic. We recently just got to experience magic at the, Wisdom's Walks and Talks in that land that I have been, Mother Earth has guided me to. And I had the honor of having you there. And you felt exactly what I've been shown, right? And so to see it, it's so quickly, like it just happened. So I love that. I love this. And thank you for sharing that. So you really did kind of bring up about what your challenge has been in terms of living this purpose. But what what advice would you have for others who are looking for their purpose and passion and meaning, but have not quite found it yet or knows what to do with it in their direction?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to follow the joy. What makes you really excited to wake up in the morning? What just like, brings a smile to your face? What really fills you up? And that is your passion. This is something you can follow, like follow your joy. And from that point, as you follow your joy, it becomes more like, sometimes a hobby, and ultimately can become your lifestyle, your offering for others. And others probably would need that too. So I think the best way is really to align, your calling, like in that
Mhm.
joy frequency. It's because I think the problem, since I am coming from corporate world, is like I'm good at it in organizing structures and all of that, but it wasn't really fulfilling me because I still was masking myself. I wasn't fully authentic
Right.
as I could be, and showing up, but maybe 70% of me, then 100% of me. And it's really like hard to keep your joy frequency there when your light has to be dimmed to morph into the structures and the forms that
Mhm.
are within the corporate organization, right? There's hierarchies, there's all these things. I think when we can step out of those sandboxes and be free, and really open our wings, then in the quantum field of all of it, there's so many probabilities and potentialities, and we can create so many things, right? And then the question is, what should I be creating? And so you should be creating what you already been maybe putting off since you were a kid. Like I'm talking to so many people, and they're like, yeah, I used to paint, but then, life got busy. Well, then go back, take your canvases out, take your paint out, start painting again. And then as you become excited about painting, maybe take it out to nature. And maybe that person will also do some sort of, art in nature walks, or whatever we want to call it. So I think when it starts kind of rolling in that frequency, it becomes so fulfilling, right? So it's no longer feels like work. It feels like
Mhm.
something that is just excites your soul, constantly nourishes you. And that's that abundance frequency, that overflow. Because often enough, we operate from the state where like, it's like push and pull, right? I have to do this, or like I'm pushing myself to wake up and go to work. versus the overflow I'm talking about, where it just fills you up and you just have so much to give and you want to give it to everyone. You just like overjoyed or joyful
Yeah.
in just the presence of beingness. It's not so much about doing, but just being. And so it
It's
doesn't
like
feel
that
like,
childlike, right? That childlike
yeah,
playfulness to bring that
playfulness,
out.
exactly. And we got so serious in our lifetimes. Like, seriously, we're so serious that we have to unpeel those layers of the onion. We have to get back to that joy, that innocence, that play, and be playful again. And that's really creation. Creation is all about play and being courageous to play in a way that maybe others have not. It's kind of like, all the illusions of the fear. What if it's unknown? What if we'll be successful? So that's where the ego is trying to like question it versus trust
Mhm.
in the universe and co-creating with it that it will be successful. It will be everything you want it to be because you've operated from overflow.
Yeah, yeah. In speaking of this joy, that's one thing. Like every morning, I do give myself as that intention is what is that one thing that will bring me joy today? Because if there's more, that's even better. But I always say that, and I always bring that up to my clients and everybody that I meet. It's like find that one thing. It could be something so simple of just recognizing, and that's consciousness because then you're more self aware and you're observing around you because you're acknowledging it, and it puts that smile on your face. So, what's that one joy every day that you say you have for yourself, Deanna?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. For me, it's just, you know, bringing my kid actually to school every day,
Mm.
even though at some point I was like, oh, it's a chore. But actually, those moments in the car together, that 10 minutes to school, is a moment of connection. And now that he just turned 13 and he's sitting up front with me, this is a moment to connect and share and kind of dive deeper into like our relationship. So instead of like feeling it like a chore anymore, it's actually a moment of joy where we get to, really see each other. And relationships really matter. I think all the growth that we have in, we can mirror that with the people who are in our lives. Like with you, beautiful soul, we got to experience something beautiful, like you mentioned recently, like really seeing each other beyond just the physical form, recognizing that we are in this energy field of it all. And then connecting to nature. Like I dropped him off and then I go for a walk. And now that it's finally warmer in springtime, connecting to the sun. I really love the codes that come from the sun. I have, this relationship, and this sun is connected to many other suns in this galaxy and this universe. So now I work a lot with light and energy and, healing, recalibrating others. So that creates overflow for me because I'm receiving from the sun. And then, connecting to nature, to the trees, just having this moment of grounding my energy as well and being really present to the moment of now. And that just recalibrates me, brings me to this really steady state and brings me to joy because I'm grateful. I'm grateful for being alive, for having this moment, for having the day, for everything that's around me. And when you go into that space of gratitude, I think joy and gratitude are pretty much on the scale very close to each other. You go then to frequency of love. You go into that, 500 and above, and you just feeling it in your heart, in your presence, and then you radiate it out, into everything you do for the rest of the day. And that's usually how I start my day.
That's beautiful, and, I just kinda feel like that's the formula, right? Because you have this magic formula in your book as well, and I feel like you can be an author and really have this vision and this beautiful desire to do that, but I haven't met anybody so much that it truly embodies what they write, speaks to it, and then actually lives that formula as you like speak of. So it's absolutely beautiful in that joy. And then what do you think then that living this purpose of yours and you've just obviously brought up the joy moment is your son going to school and really sharing these exchange moments. But what do you think living your purpose has had an effect on others around you, whether it's family, friends? just acquaintances or people you meet. What effect do you think it has been
Oh,
on
yeah.
others?
Well, when you live in purpose and you're in alignment and coherence, you just much more peaceful inside. And when you come to that place of peace within, then you radiate it out to the external, right? You're not seeking it for validation from the external world. And so it's this resolution because we constantly sometimes in war with ourselves. So our ego mind is like controlling us and telling us we're not worthy or this and that. When you operating from purpose and from my experience, I'm seeing like my inner landscape is just much more aligned. It's much more peaceful. And even if it flares up, it kind of knows how to like have this inner dialogue and recalibrate back. So I'm just much more in my center. And so and I feel the people in my life feel that too. Like I'm just not maybe as angry as I used to be. There's a lot of that Aries energy in me. And now it's just much more understanding and compassion. So I'm moving more from that, like, masculine energy that I used to embody and more into the feminine. The masculine is still needed because you need to get stuff done. It's still kind of execution. The feminine is just much more compassionate and much more understanding, appreciative. And so balancing that within me, I do see how it's impacting the people in my life because everyone is a mirror to each other. So they see me as an example of how they can balance it within themselves as well. And, find that solace within themselves of, reaching that resolution, that peace that I'm talking about. And I think everyone appreciates it, like my husband, my kids, my family, my friends. Um, and there's less resistance in the field because ultimately that's what it is. It's not a formula because, I like formulas. it's,
I know.
and w- we have more energy and more capacity. So energy times capacity divided by resistance. So as we can release resistance, we're now able to open up more space within ourselves to have that overflow, to have that, more containers to receive the codes from the sun, from the energy in the environment. So I can tell where the person is based on how many resistances or these densities in their field because they're holding back. It makes them contract. Those who kind of
Right.
release that resistance, they're much more open and surrendering and expansive. And the universe is really about that. There's only two functions of the universe is to expand, expand, expand. And at some point, it learns enough that it starts contracting back. So it's all about contraction and expansion. And so if we realize we are the creator beings, we are the universe as well within ourselves, we creating these realities. So observing where shrinking, where you dimming light, where you contracting because it's overwhelming, is it, and where maybe you can look at it as an observer and see that there's no reason to contract, that it's safe to be just who you are so you can speak your truth. And that from that place, open it up, open your heart, open your throat, really speak your truth to the world. Because right now, we're in this moment in time where all of us have to awaken and really come online and be who we are, because I don't think we've been asked to be more than who we are, because each of us has this very unique soul signature, and that soul signature is what we kind of add to the formula of creation, and it really counts and it matters. So I hope that was inspiring for you to start thinking that way. How can I open and expand more in places where I've really been contracting?
Yeah. It's such a beautiful formula, and I felt it was um, really a significant moment of your book when I read that, because that really encompasses all the different aspects of what we do and how we can move through it, right? At the end of the day, right, with all that it is. And so, what what would you think the world would be like if, say, the majority of people, right? This is where we're at, right? Because we're about, helping others expand and grow and, be this conscious co-creators that we are. If the majority of people would be living their purpose, right now? What would
Mm,
that what would
that would
that
be
be like or look like to you?
for me, it would be a really beautiful world where I think people are just going to be in this joy and love frequency all the time because there's no other way, right? So, most likely, this world that I see, it's very harmonious. Everything just in flow. None of that resistance is there, and people co-creating together, whether living in communities together, families, having gatherings that just really nourishes that community and tribal feeling, having technologies that are more complementary to assist our evolution, gives us more time versus taking away our time. So I know everyone talks about like AI right now because there's a lot of fear of how it's going to take over our lives. And so I don't know if it's AI necessarily because I support more organic timeline where we are just more cohabitating in like more with nature, right? Because the technology tends to kind of take and distract us and create a lot of noise. So this new world, I don't know, for me, it's more peaceful and quiet. Like none of that 5G towers, none of that EMF noise, the concrete
Right.
jungle that we experience today. When I think of like the other ancient civilizations or many civilizations in other star systems that I interact with, like in Andromeda and Sirius system, they the beings, they're so neutral, but at the same time, like the cities are so beautiful too. They have crystals in them. They have this different frequency technology. They can just like, realign the body, recalibrate. So it's all very like quantum in that type of way. And they just really enjoy each other's company. They have more time to be together. So none of that, like, today we really hustle and grind. They're still in that third density, but really moving into density where it's just collaborative, open, co-creative, and coherent. So yeah, it's a beautiful world, and can't wait when
Mhm.
we are right there. And but I
Yeah.
think our role is to bring a lot of people to that world, and and help everyone to awaken to that purpose, to finally remember how it's like. We've had this in other civilizations, like I said, in golden years of Atlantis, golden years of ancient Egypt. It has been present. So I do believe we, in this moment in time where we start building the idea and the vision, and we will have it.
Yes, we are remembering who we are. We are in that beautiful moment in time, meeting all just amazing, amazing other beings that are just, it's almost like the freight train has left the station and, it's just going, warp speed, the fire horse. It's beyond the fire horse, right? We're feeling it all.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's been beautiful. It's been such a beautiful journey. Being in your field and part of this, and you've certainly been, my mentor, friend, and teacher, and I would be um, honored if you would. She has this beautiful light language academy, and does these magnificent transmissions, and even has also helped to activate mine as well. I had that and brought it out. I would love for you if you wanted to share your beautiful transmission if
Oh,
you're open
sure
for
thing.
that as
And
well.
let's open a card. I feel like from my oracle deck,
Yes.
the one that you showed, let's see what theme
Yeah.
wants to come through for the audience, what feels in resonance. So that would be
May I do
just,
it also as well? We can
oh
kind of
yeah,
share in
maybe
that.
we'll pull two cards, right? Because you have the decks as
Yes.
well. Oh, good one. I got the winged disc. It's a beautiful, very
Ooh.
expensive card. And the message behind it, a galactic messenger of light codes. You are encoded with solar frequencies. Activate your wings and rise beyond limitation. Your ascension has already begun. What a beautiful confirmation.
Totally. Right. That's magnificent. Okay. Let's see what. All right. Okay.
The one that jumped out.
Sure did. And what are we bringing forward?
Temple
These
of
beautiful
Integrity.
crystalline light temple of tech, walking the steps of light, right? Us stepping into
To the
our
purpose.
purpose.
Yeah.
Yes, how magnificent. Your integrity is the structure of your energetic temple. Let each step and word we choose honor the divine, just like you, Miss Beautiful Diana Divine.
Uh,
Thank you.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
that was
yeah, I'll just bring a
beautiful.
little bit of light language to anchor that. So, taking this moment to
Right.
close your eyes and feel how it would be like to live your life fully in your purpose. How it would feel to be in full integrity, walking up these steps of this beautiful crystalline template, opening your beautiful wings of light, being sovereign, being free. Ua makia reti stua makaia ta stua makia tiana. Aro tu stua kia na tiashi. Uma kia ta mustua kiana. Ia kuana. Deep breath in and expanding this golden frequency from your heart space around yourself into a sphere of light, seeing this golden emerald energy, Uamaya, coming from your heart portal, Ushtamakia, feeling the wings opening up, opening up, opening up, Urtashtakiana Kiana, Stuma Siana. Kia kura ia muata iukutua. Mustu kia kua tar shustu ma ia. Iana, 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 iana. Isha ima eta. You're loved, you're supported, and so it is.
So it is. Tukshaptukurkatakshushakatia nakatuna. Rekshaktakia. Una tia.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was beautiful, Deanna.
Yeah. It's beautiful cards we pulled. So that was the message for everyone to remember that it's all available.
Yes. I always love it how it's so right what it's supposed to be, right? What we need to see and hear.
Yeah, it's all about resonance. I feel, when we resonate in certain frequency with others, it starts that flow, that ease and flow and grace, right? So because those those blocks of energy, those stones in the stream of the information are now out the way because we released them. We divided the resistance, and now the flow is coming down. And then anything is possible. You can put your own rafts on it, right? It can take you down the river to all these magical places. And so that is the place of surrender. Like we can put our intentions into the field. That's part of the manifestation formula. The awareness, the intention really matter because we have to
Mm-hmm.
build that flow, that stream. And then, we have to be in certain emotional states. We have to be coherent, have that energy to, really trust and believe that intention will happen. And then allow the universe to co-create it for you. But you have to feed it with your intention and attention, really surrendering also, not controlling how it's going to come back to you, but surrendering that it's already in the stream and it will come to wherever it needs to. It will resonate and attract vibrationally what matches it. And so when we start operating from that place, the purpose starts manifesting itself in incredible ways. And how do we know if it's manifesting itself? We'll see it. There's constant like symbols and signs. People see, 111, 555. Universe is constantly communicating if you're paying attention. So you have to listen or you meet that
That's
right
the key.
person.
If you're
Yes.
paying
If
attention,
you're paying
right?
attention, you have to pay
Because
slow down.
you're not, right?
And then when you meet that right person, you have that resonance. You're like, oh, wow, that connection, I know, I already feel it. You often tell me this. You're like, that connection is going to open up so many new pathways, right? New branches of the tree. And that's the expansion part, right? And maybe some things need to collapse. Maybe some branches have to fall off so that this stronger branch will continue growing and rooting. So I'm bringing it back to you, rooting in love, right? What are we rooting and what are we expanding into that frequency of love? And so it is all in the field, right? We just need to pay attention, but also feed it with the right, formulas, but also water it. Just like any plants, you have to water it and give it love so it grows and expands.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Everything, when you really think about the design of it all, um, you know, the planet Earth, who we are and everything that's around us, it's the water currency, right? It's the flow of it. And, when you start to kind of like embody that and then see it, yeah, magic is around you at all times. And then it allows you to continue to flow in that. So, um, what an awareness to have. And I think you've anchored that in so much, right? And when you think about nature and the trees and the whole ecosystem that's underneath and the mycelium and everything that really works together, right? You know, especially learning that in shamanism, having that as well, you see it's all underneath. But now we're in this level, this field, where we now need to be, uniting with each other and sharing in this field, um, so that we can keep expanding and growing, and then obviously have the expansion from the light and the sun that you invoke in. So this was beautiful. So Deanna, where can the audience, where can they find you?
Sure. The best place, probably my website, which is dianadivine.com or dianadivine.com, just for pronunciation's sake. But Instagram and YouTube is another great way. I have my Soul Communication podcast on YouTube, and you can find my channel at Diana M, like Mary Divine, Diana MaAra Divine. Instagram as well, Diana M Divine. So I post a lot of content about quantum and other reels. So come to my master classes and check out my book. It's available on Amazon, in all the formats, including Audible as well. You can hear it narrated by me. You can get my Oracle deck. So yeah, come check it out, connect, and I would love to see what you're up to. Yeah.
Yes. I am so excited for you. I know we talked a lot about this when we've met for coffee and just kind of reviewing, just this is expansiveness for you. So I'm so grateful I was able there to kind of just be that reflector to and support your expansion as well with so much love and coherence and um
Thank you for having me on, and thank you everyone for tuning in and being open to receive. Stay curious and fearless, because I think that's what really we've been called to do. Just explore. Explore yourself. Ask the big questions. Who am I?
wonderful.
Thank you for joining us today. If you would like to get to know some of the most important thought leaders in the consciousness movement, I invite you to join us for the Holomovement Wave in Portugal, May 29th through June 2nd. There is going to be incredible luminaries there, such as Lynn Twist, Lynn McTaggart, Samuel J., Shamini Jane, Samantha Sweetwater. These are scientists, musicians, and leading thought leaders in the consciousness movement. And this is your chance to fly into Lisbon, head over to the Cascais beaches, and really spend time to get to know, to plan, and cohere with some of the most important leaders on the planet as we head into this new age. It is our goal to give you the courage to begin to identify your passion and live your purpose for the sake of yourself and for the sake of us all. Over the course of this multi-year collaboration and research project, we have identified patterns and a 7-stage process that many people go through on their way to living their purpose. If you'd like to browse our archive or figure out what stage you're in, head over to holomovement.net/purpose. If you would like to browse our living library of resources or if you found your purpose and want to contribute what worked for you, head over to lightnet.org/purpose. And as Mark Twain used to say, the most important day of your life is the day you're born and the day you figure out why. You're not alone. We will look forward to helping you on this incredible journey. This has been a collaboration between Holomovement, LightNet, and incredible people like yourself. Special thanks to Good of the Whole. We'll see you next time.